Okay, so how many people were there this plan last year? So the way this works is really simple and super informal. We have a sign-up list. Thank you for the microphone. My mic'd? I don't hear any micage. Micage? Okay. So the way this works is super simple. Anyone who wants to, whether you just walked in, whether you have a high IQ, low IQ, whether you work for Microsoft or not, you are allowed to come up, put your name on the sign-up sheet. You will get 2 minutes to show whatever it is you have, talk about whatever you want. The idea is to try to share something that inspired you, moved you, changed you, how you think about something. 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, we'll tell you you're done. Next person goes up. We will go for as long as people are willing to show something. You can show multiple things. You can show the same thing multiple times. We don't care. As long as it keeps going. When we run out of stuff, we will end. Make sense? Okay? All right. So our first participant is Kevin. Kevin? Yeah. Do you have all your video?
It's up to you. I don't care.
Oh, well, if you can, it's up to you. Yeah?
Hand in the mic.
Oh, I understand.
No, I don't even.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
I need my hands free, so, okay. I'm here to show you juggling. How many people here have juggled before? Okay, awesome. Juggling is a great activity for developers. You can, unlike many walks of life, you can drop a ball anytime. And it's great for test driven development because it takes time to run unit tests, so you can sit there and juggle while your computer's ticking away. And it's a little known fact that the one part of the brain that actually generates new cells is the part of your brain that deals with hand-eye coordination. So you actually develop your brain doing this, and it helps keep all senses going. So I'll demonstrate here. I'm going to drop the ball many times, but this is your basic cascade. This is reverse cascade. This is Will's mess. Oops. I know my 2 minutes is up.
I don't think it's a mandatory 2 minutes.
That's machine.
Cool.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. We may have you come back. Ben.
All right, right here.
Okay.
So I have a blade of grass. If the grass around here isn't that good.
Do you want a microphone, or are you sans microphone?
Really,
Can you hold it for him?
I can. Would you mind if I held the microphone for you?
Sure.
Okay.
So I do grass beatboxing. if the reed is strong enough. All right, that reed's done. So last year, you mentioned there was a harmonica jam last year. It was actually harmonica beatboxing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So I was going to clarify that on list, but I decided just to take it here personal.
Okay, I think you might make it to round 2. All right. Christopher. Christopher?
I need to get that piano.
Piano. Hey, excuse me, Mr. Web Browser Man. We have a use. We need someone to take the piano that you are sitting on. Yeah. What's up? Yeah.
You need a microphone or no? I'm just going to do an improvisation inspired by generative compositions, which, if you're familiar with modern experiments.
Wait, hold on. We need you to say that to the microphone.
All right.
You're recording forever.
Okay, so I'm going to do an improvisation that's inspired by some of my more favorite generative compositions, which is when a composer will write an algorithm to generate music. I like mimicking that music, so it's technically, I guess it is generative music.
Can we unplug this for the moment? Yeah.
It's just sitting on a bag.
Yeah. Points for being Renaissance era technology. Okay. Okay, I think that might conclude the musical portion of the first half. Chad is up next. Chad McDaniel. Okay.
So a microphone for you. I wanted to introduce two things. One is a internet radio service called Pandora that people just raise their hands if they already know what Pandora is. Okay, what I'd like to talk about is something that really makes Pandora really interesting, which is a slim device's squeeze box. Now, unfortunately, I didn't bring the remote control, otherwise I would demo it for you. Essentially, what this is, it's a Wi-Fi enabled audio component. So if you have a Wi-Fi connection, this thing goes to the internet, can serve radio streams and such. It also has Pandora integration into it. And what Pandora is, it's a music service that uses labels by music experts. They'll listen to a song and says, this one has rhythmic tones, this one has, East Coast lyrics in a rap song, West Coast lyrics in a rap song. And what it does, it uses this to create a music recommendation service, dynamic internet radio recommendation based on actual traits of the music, not just community features or recommendation systems based on what other people like, but actually based on what the music is actually like. And then with one of these, you add it to your music system, and you essentially have a radio station where I can say, I'm kind of interested in something that sounds like John Coltrane's Giant Steps right now. I plug in the Giant Steps songs. Based on the data that Pandora knows about Giant Steps, it starts finding me other jazz music that sounds like Giant Steps. And occasionally it'll play Giant Steps or other Coltrane songs. But essentially, it allows me to build a dynamic radio station to discover new music based on music I already like, and based on the actual traits of the music, not just what other people may, people who like Giant Steps also like Britney Spears. It's not based on things like that. It's actually based on the traits of the music itself. So if you like Pandora, for those of you that already use it, I highly recommend getting one of these to actually integrate it into the rest of your life when you're not sitting in front of a computer.
How much is it?
It's 250 wired Ethernet, 300 wireless Ethernet. So it does a lot more than Pandora too. You could actually program it to play Tetris if you wanted to. But
You do the thumbs up and thumbs down?
yes, you can do thumbs up. You can actually create stations, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're familiar with Pandora, it'll actually show why are you playing this. It does all of that.
Great. Thank you, Chad. That's a box set I'd like to see. The Coltrane, Britney Spears. That would do really well. So, anyone at the table? Ario? Okay.
So I'm going to show a game by this crazy... Oh, hold on. Yeah.
I'm going to show a game by this crazy Japanese game developer named Hikozo Okubo, and the name of the game is called Warning Forever. And me.
You know you're not being projected quite yet.
I know, I'm about to be.
I don't want to alarm you, but it says we're searching for signal.
Okay, so the game is interesting because it's a top-down vertical scrolling shooter, which I'm a huge fan of, just because they're so crazy. Are we going to get a signal here? But what makes this one interesting is that, hardware wizard. Oh, sweet. So this is the Wikipedia article for it. I'll just read what it says real quick. The main gameplay feature is how the bosses change from stage to stage. So there's no little enemies, it's just one boss over and over again. And based on how you fight the boss, the next boss will adapt itself to defend against your strategies. So if you're shooting this boss from the front all the time, it's going to make the armor in the front more strong the next time you fight it. And if there's a certain weapon that the boss is using to kill you, it'll just keep using that same weapon to try and kill you more the next time. So it's pretty sweet. Let's give it a try. Come on, technology. Uh-oh.
Go catch it.
Hold on.
We need to just resolution settings.
Oh.
Your resolution is too massive.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
We're putting him back in the bullpen. And next up is Tam, Brendan, and Dan, a trio slam effort.
We were actually signed up for this. We will need the display.
Oh, you will? So maybe we'll put you in the bullpen as well. Unless you think that you'll have better... Well, no, that won't happen. Okay.
Well, it's the game. It's trying to run in too high res. I'm going to bring the res down.
Okay. Okay, so how's everybody doing?
Good.
Has this session met your expectations so far?
Not enough poetry.
Not enough poetry. Oh, pointy bird. Oh, pointy, pointy.
Yes.
No. Okay, we will keep moving along then in our list. Jen Zug is up next. Jen, are you here?
Yes.
Yes, are you ready to go? You need any technology?
No.
God bless you.
Oh. Okay, I'm a writer. And there's all sorts of baggage that goes along with that, always, for every writer. So I'm going to read you one of my original works. And I wrote this actually in January 2006. So this past January, and the title of this essay is, I'm not making a New Year's resolution. Really, I'm not. I do see the new year as a time of fresh starts, do-overs, and resets, but by the time January 1st rolls around, I'm thanking the good Lord Almighty that the holidays are over and I can finally have my life back. This return to normal usually allows for some tweaking. You know what I mean. Yes, you do. You know exactly what I mean. While you're thinking about normal and all that entails, you think to yourself, I haven't been to the gym for a while. Maybe I should try to get back there a couple times a week now that I have my life back. And there it is, something new and refreshing added to your routine sometime around the vicinity of January 1st. But to call it a resolution, that's just so absolute, so firm, so lacking in any sort of backdoor escape. The only way out of a resolution is to fail. Back in the day, I associated my fresh starts with the fall. It was crisp and cool, and I had fresh, virgin spiral notebooks and new shoes. And with the new year came a new schedule and a new routine, and life was innocent and simple once again. Life is complicated now. I fuck up so much more, and when I do, so much more is at stake. I don't have the same beginnings and endings that I did when school started and finals and term papers consumed my life. I had summers to look forward to and spring breaks and Christmas, periods of time without responsibility or work. Now the days and months and years just blur together for me, so all I have left is that godforsaken New Year's resolution. So in honor of January and in keeping with the more clarity to Jen vibes that have been coming my way, here are a few of my fresh starts. Number 1. I will brush my teeth at least once a day. I will give my daughter the opportunity to potty train instead of saying, "Not right now, bitch, I'm too lazy to get off my ass," when she asks me to go pee. I will stop eating chocolate. Just kidding. Threw that one in there to see if you were paying attention. Number 4, I will resume my club membership and go to the gym at least twice a week. Number 5, I will eat something besides cereal. This may be a stretch, but we'll give it a try. Very profound, don't you think?
Thank you, Jen. So have you stopped eating cereal? No. What cereal do you eat? Favorite?
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter. That's the cereal?
Peanut butter.
Ah, the crunch part. I thought so. Okay. What percentage of cereals have crunch in the title? I mean, come on. Okay. Ario, are we ready here?
Yes.
Okay. So remember everything he said. Cool game, boss battles, Japanese origins.
Aha. And the game is only like 400K or something. It's pretty awesome. This is the basic form of the boss. And I can change the direction of my fire, so I can approach him from... So the next iteration of him, he's gonna... The algorithm is gonna say, oh, you shot me this way, I'm gonna come back and approach you.
So the boss learns as you play.
I wish more games did this sort of way of spectacular explosion. So if I had planned this a little bit better, I could have been playing. I can keep playing while people are doing it.
Okay. All right. Stay tuned for a ginormous boss. All right. Not that any of us have those in our own daily lives. Okay. So who is that? Corby, are you ready to go, or do you need AV?
I'm ready to go first.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are in the bullpen. I totally forgot about you.
You should probably like.
You need more bullpen time.
Well, I want to make sure it actually shows up.
Okay. Okay. Do we have any? Oh, Adam. Is Adam here? Adam still around? AV. Okay. Are there any walk-ins who have something that's non-AV related? Yeah. Okay. Excellent.
So just wanted to say that I put up a board there. If you have a creative business card that is outside the normal business cards, please post it there, because it really inspires other people to see how creative we can get with this piece of paper. Thank you.
Yes, question?
Who was the guy who said one of his 3 words was beatboxing? That was you? Okay, I'll talk to you later.
What, you're here for a say? Watch the video.
Okay. Are there any other personal messages we'd like to share while taking up valuable Mind Camp time? Okay. So are there any walk-ins? Anyone else who wants to get a session while we're waiting for the AV? You got one? Okay.
And it would be better if I don't use the mic.
Okay.
I'm a street performer. I paid for 2 summers in Europe by doing random circus skills. This is a this looks better than a nail, but it's not like a fake screwdriver or anything. It's just a little tool set that I got. Yeah. So yeah, it's going right in the head. Is everybody ready? Okay, hold on. Should we let us a better angle? Wait, these people can't see. Maybe from here or here?
Sounds good.
Good? Okay. You'll just have to. I'll do it again. I'm shaking.
Sorry.
I'm so nervous. It's good. I've never done this before. First time for everything. They look easier on Wikipedia. Alright. Yeah. I got a job. If I sneeze, somebody gets nailed. Do the honors.
Sure, absolutely.
Pull them out. Yeah. Don't push, please. Go ahead.
How you feeling?
I'm still nervous.
You trust me?
I hope so. I have every reason to trust you, right?
I wouldn't.
Better squeeze it tight, otherwise it'll fall on you. Is that brain? No, it's not.
Fantastic. Okay. So, don't know how to segue from that to anything else, really. So, you guys ready? Okay.
Hey, how's it going? So we have another entry in the top-down shooter category. Sorry. So this is a side project that I've been working on with myself, Dan, and Tam, who's not here right now. It's bad. We've been doing this kind of just as an indie side thing for, I don't know, about a year and a half now, something like that. So yeah, we're both all game programmers by profession, but we're kind of passionate about the top-down shooter genre. So our game is called Impulse, so Dan would feel free to fire it up.
Hopefully it works.
It's not, the bosses aren't quite as sexy as Warning Forever, but there's our... So I know we have a test level that we put in there. We just recently got a tool in Maya to import our levels in. We have somebody just started doing the level design for us. So the little indicator on the side doesn't actually mean anything. We don't have that hooked up to game code. It's just hooked up to a timer. But it's humble beginnings. So then down below you see your ship with a couple of options on it. Yeah, the bullet patterns are brutal. You can't survive that. It needs some tuning. But it's a work in progress. Yeah, that's Ikaruga is one of the games that we're really inspired by, so we're trying to shoot. One thing you don't see in it now, can you actually fire off a physical weapon, Dan? The black hole, does that work right now? Yeah, I can't really see much of it. So we wanted to incorporate 2D physics into the game. So there's going to be a gravity whip that you can grab and fling other enemies. And you can also create a singularity that'll move in front of you, and you can destroy that with the gravity whip at some point. So, but there's still a lot of design that needs to be done. But hey, maybe in a year you guys might see it on Xbox Live Arcade. Here's hoping. Anything else, Dan? Did I miss anything? That's it.
Okay. Corby, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So at My Game 2.0, my presentation was a book of my daughter's that she was really into at the time called Wheels on a Bus. And I talked about how it inspired me to simplify and streamline my presentations to a tech audience. One moving part per slide, that kind of thing. Very simple. This one is about discovery and rediscovery, and I figured I would stick with the children's book theme and go with my daughter's new favorite book, which is called The Story About Ping. Some of you may know it. I'm going to get back to this. So, if you have not seen the book before, I will very quickly scroll through the book and talk about it. Oh, there we go. So there's the nice cover. Once upon a time, there was a duck named Ping, and he lived in China on the Yangtze River. He lived on a wise-eyed boat with a whole bunch of relatives. And every day they would walk down this little bridge and go hunting for snails and fish, and every night they would come home, and the last duck across the bridge always got a spank on the pat of on their back. I always say a pat on the back of their head when I'm talking to my daughter. But one afternoon, Ping didn't come home because, well, he was upside down. Or as they put it in their English here, he was wrong side up. And he didn't want to get spanked, so he hid on the side of the Yangtze River all night long as the wise-eyed boat and his family sailed away. And then he goes on sort of an odyssey of sorts. He goes down the Yangtze River, and my daughter and I always have this argument about whether or not there are any motorized boats, which I call stinky boats. And she claims that one in the upper right-hand corner is a stinky boat. She's 2 years old. She's like, no, Daddy, stinky boat. And then they come upon these strange dark fishing birds, and this is where the Ping meme begins. Discovery Channel has an HD sample that I recently discovered, which is these strange dark fishing birds in China, and it goes on for about an hour. And all it does is it just zooms in and pans out, zooms in and pans out on these fishermen using these cormorants with tight wire rings around their neck, and they can't swallow the whole fish, so They bring back the whole fish. Fisherman takes it out of their mouth, puts it in a basket, and gives them a little chunk of fish to feed them. I thought that was very much like Google's business model. Whereas, okay, that's a total tangent, but... And of course, Microsoft is to fatten up the ducks, and yeah. So, Ping, being somewhat nervous about the strange dark fishing birds, dives, goes underwater, comes back up, is attracted to a rice cake by a little boy with a barrel tied to his back, strangely. The whole family comes along and says, "Ooh, duck dinner for tonight." They pull him up. Little boy says, "No, my duck is way, way too nice to be a dinner." But the dad says, "Nope. At this point, my daughter wants me to put a basket over her every time." She empathizes with Ping, as you might imagine. But the little boy steals up and lets Ping go. Very, very nice. And Ping is rejoined with his family. But unfortunately, even though he piddle-paddled really, really fast, he's the last duck across the bridge. Great moral story here. And he's home again with his family. The discovery part of this, and this is low-tech inspires high-tech, this was my favorite childhood story. And when I was considering whether or not to buy a new copy or not, I didn't know that this copy still existed in my mom's house, I went to Amazon.com and I discovered this, which is fabulous. In January 25th, 2000, this guy writes this review about Ping. And I'll read it out loud for those of you who cannot see it. Okay. Using deft allegory, the authors have provided an insightful and intuitive explanation of one of Unix's most venerable networking utilities. Even more stunning is that they were clearly working with a very early beta of the program, as their first book appeared in 1933, years, decades before the operating system and network infrastructure were finalized. And it goes on and on and on. This is the Ping meme. I'm looking for other signs of the Ping meme. If you find it, blog.msdn.com, whack Corby P.
Any more street performers?
Yes. That reminds me, there's a book that you can buy that contains only random numbers. I mean, it's 100 pages of random numbers, and the reviews of that book are equally hilarious.
What's the name of the book?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but if you search random numbers, search for random numbers on Amazon, I bet you'll find it.
All right. And of course, there's the review of a gallon of milk. Oh, brilliant. Amazon sells a gallon of milk on the website, and there are, last time I looked, 400 reviews of a gallon of milk, including my favorite, the person who claimed that this was an incredibly poor product and did not solve their roofing problem.
Oh, and Amazon has a new and used section for that too.
Everyone uses milk Christmas.
Just about. I move it over here. And this should work. I haven't tried it on a different screen before, but okay. So this is it's a smart nav. I have this fashionable dot on my nose, which you could wear at any part of your body, and essentially it just allows me to move around the screen. This is actually going to be interesting because I'm not on the same screen. How will that work?
Just rotate turn your laptop.
Turn your laptop so
Maybe I could just look up there. That would be really cool. Rotate this a bit.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so it's not picking up that great.
You have to blow your nose.
What's that?
How do you click?
With the keyboard or with the buttons, it doesn't. You can set it to do different things. Let's see. Let me just see if I can get a good signal on it. Okay. Off the screen a bit. Okay. So I found this game a couple of days ago, which is really awesome. I have the sensitivity set really high on this because I want a lot of responsiveness in this game. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I'm a missile, and I'm just trying to get as far as I can.
Star Wars?
Where's the boss?
Yeah, that's the boss right there. A good sized wall, yeah.
Is this like a corridor and Death Star?
Exactly.
So what I'm thinking is, anyway, game programmers should totally check these out and make more games like this. Just use this kind of interface, because I can't find, 3D shooters are really neat for this kind of thing because it's, a little more of a visceral kind of feeling, but this kind of game is just perfect for this. Using a mouse on this game is just so non-intuitive and weird that it's not fun. But with a smart nav, it's a totally different game.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. So, does that system have a name? Nasal UI or? This is called Smart Nav. Smart Nav. Okay. I think Natural Point makes it. Okay. Yeah. Smart Nav. Okay. So, any other walk-ins who have? Do you have a tech thing? Want you get on deck? Any other people who came in? Something they want to share? Something that's impressed them, wowed them? Do you want to go, Brian? While we're
somebody get the camera. Okay, sounds good. So this is a spoken word thing that I wrote. I had one of those bosses. She propelled me to a new level in my career, and we had some disagreements from time to time. That happens with bosses. And then she left. So this is an Irish blessing for Nan on her departure. I've never agreed with those English 101 interpretations of Frost, as if the road Robert took was right and the one he didn't take was wrong. No, not at all. That's much too simple for me. I prefer, instead, that notion of melancholy, that subtle regret he captures in these lines. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh somewhere ages and ages hence. It's that simple sadness that comes with all thoughtful crossroads reflections. That's the Frost that gets me every time. That's the Frost that gets me at this crossroads consideration for Nan on her departure. There's no way to do justice in the length of a poem to 15 months of working together. There's no way to capture the myriad ways passionate people have agreed or agreed to disagree. Someone say cheers. There is no way to fully convey how a place called work, that four-letter word, how a place called work becomes a setting for creation, fall, redemption, and recreation. For spring, summer, fall, and winter, then back to spring. For yin, for yang, for light, for dark. There's no way to fully convey how work is a setting for story arc, that story arc that shapes us all. And while there's no way to fully convey, there is a way to give you a glimpse, and this glimpse is called an anecdote. Early on a Saturday morning, March 95, my wife, right there, gave birth to our second child, a boy named Thomas Gordon Zug. As word went out to family and friends that the boy had arrived, visitors dropped in with well wishes and non-hospital food. At about 1 in the afternoon, as our 2-year-old daughter Ruthie began to hit the wall, little brothers are nice and all, but why isn't everyone paying attention to me anymore? At just that time, we got an unexpected visitor. She arrived in whiteface with a colorful umbrella, an outfit of outrageous polka dots, a bundle of yellow lilies, and a copious amount of stickers. I couldn't tell who it was at first, thinking maybe it's a Swedish stock clown who does maternity ward gigs on Saturday afternoons. It wasn't until I looked twice that I began to recognize Nan's smile beneath Dottie's clown face. It was a fine surprise that greatly helped Ruthie with the adjustment to big sisterhood. As all parents of little girls know, stickers always help. They are magic and make hard transitions go very well. They work wonders at the arrival of little brothers or learning to pee on the potty, a common theme you can tell by my wife's earlier reading, and I'm sure a great many other things. That is the anecdote. On to the finale. That there were stickers for this crossroad, that there were stickers that would cover that pit in your stomach that arrives in hearing the news that someone you greatly respect is moving on. It makes you think about the agreements and disagreements you've had, whether you should have done anything different, the circumstances where you pushed one another too much or too little. It is these crossroads moments that make me feel happiness for my friend who's moving on to a place where the world is new, a place of opportunity. It is these crossroad moments that cause me to remember the times I've felt the simultaneous excitement and fear that welcome all travelers to new worlds. All travelers to new worlds. It's these crossroad moments that embody the jazz hands and white knuckles we call life. It's the jazz hands and white knuckles we call life, now departing, now departing. They say the Irish have a great Gaelic blessing for occasions such as this. Magic words that transform melancholy moments. And I, for one, tend to believe them. I, for one, tend to believe that the ire of life has a way of transmogrifying in ways that can make you rich. Ire, rich. And so for Nan on her departure comes this ancient Irish blessing that tradition attributes, ironically enough, to St. Patrick. It is this blessing which they tell me is especially good for crossroads moments. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand.
So I have one question. What does transmogrify mean?
Calvin Hobbes.
Yeah. Okay.
Elephants.
Oh, you're done? I was going to come back to the update of the gigantic boss, but I thought you. Oh, you ready to go? All right, let's go. Let's go.
Quick vote before I start. Nobody's going to judge. Quick vote before I start. Nobody's going to judge you. What do you want to see more, video games or cute babies? Video games, hands up. Cute babies. Yeah, this is a tech crowd. Video games win. All right, so inspired by something that came up a little bit ago with the rocket missile head thing is a game. There is a game I found on the web recently called 4 Second Fury, and there's a couple of follow-ups to it. Spacebar. No, you guys voted for video games. If I come back, that'll be cute babies. You know, spacebar, left arrow, right arrow. Oh, well, I thought I was doing great so far. Thanks. You were gonna get cute babies. I'm gonna have to come back for cute babies. Okay. My block. It worked just a second ago. Alright, there we go. 4 Second Fury, you can probably follow the concept. Left arrow, right arrow, space bar, and some interesting signals as I attempt to play with a couple of good screens. I've tried to put on the sound, but we're just going to sort of see if that works. I will. I'm going to put this down in a second. Thanks. Talking about to happen, because I'm very busy. So seriously, what I liked about this when I saw it and the couple of follow-ups was that you really learn what 4 seconds is like. Yeah. You know, if I asked you to count to 4 seconds, you have some sense in your head, but we don't ever interact for really small, really discrete, well-defined periods of time where, in this case, you don't know what you're doing as you're trying. And thinking of measuring time in those ways when you're thinking about interaction models, ways people use software, ways people use nails in their heads, whatever, is a really interesting It's an interesting way of thinking about the way you model time. That's all.
Thank you. All right. So we have a music category, a game category, and objects in your face category. Did Adam go?
Quick comment on Scott's excellent suggestion there. One is there's a couple of sequels which are equally excellent, and also what's really Scott about that is that actually the games were written by separate people, and they're all integrated into a common platform.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
You need 2 minutes of entertainment. The follow-up game is 3.9 seconds.
3.9 seconds. Okay. For those with just not enough time for the 4-second game. Did Adam go? Did we already do Adam? Adam went. Okay. Abnishner? Is that close?
No.
No. I'm sorry. I'm not very bright. So, yeah.
Abhishek. So I just know this is about a novel I recently read called Cloud Atlas. Has anyone read that?
No.
Cool, awesome. So this novel is the construction of this novel is novel. It's 6 storylines embedded one inside the other, spanning a time frame between 1935 or something, all the way up to a post-apocalyptic world, right? And the way it is structured is you have a story going on, it suddenly ends, like in mid-sentence, and the next story starts like 40 years, 50 years down the line. And it's embedded in, and there's a small connection made to the previous story. Like some reference, like this story ends, the next story begins and says, oh, this guy is reading a book about the incident that happened at this time. And this person is looking at a movie that's about this happened at this time. And the embedding is such that you are shown that history is how history is a precursor to your future. What has happened before is going to happen again, no matter what the timeline is, no matter what the situation is. Just recommend you guys take a look at it and read it. There's a wiki page out for it called Cloud Atlas. Check it out. I am in no way affiliated with this book.
Who's the author?
David something. I'm not very sure. Mitchell? I guess, yeah. It's one of the Man Booker finalists. And he was the Man Booker finalist, I think, last year also. It's a pretty interesting book overall. If anyone knows of similar themed books, I'd like to know about them also. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Jesse is next. We have time for 1 or 2 more, so if you've been nervously trying to decide, now is your time to decide.
Hi, Steve. Can you hear me?
It's a story of
Okay, so since we were kids,
the story of Christ. It's an embedded.
we liked to play, and once we started becoming adults, moving through our adolescence and stuff like that, we began to play less and less, and now we play video games, but we don't go outside and throw pine cones at each other's heads or anything like that. I'm talking about the fun kind of playing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do an experiment where we re-experience some of our senses, ones that we don't normally pay attention to because we use them every second of every day, and we don't care about them anymore because they're useful, but they're nothing to be paid attention to. Is there a way to turn the lights off?
Yes, there's a light switch under that box.
Binary.
Binary. Where the green gentleman, you had it right there, push that button.
Okay. That's okay if that's on. Okay, so everybody, you don't have to close your eyes or anything, but put your hands together, just in contact with each other, and then begin rubbing them together so that you can hear the noise. And then for a second, just for the play sake of it, just listen to everybody else's thing, and it's kind of like a surround sound experience of the sound. And now move from that to kind of clapping your hands really lightly. Wait. Rub your hands some more. And then after I've shut up, then you move to clapping when you feel like it. And the sound adjustment is something that's kind of fun. And when you feel like it, try clapping just a little bit harder. And so in our brains, maybe we're coming up with images like, that sounded like moving from maybe a little bit of mist falling on the ground to rain or to hail. So now try clapping pretty loud. Okay, now clapping gently again. Clap gently, clap gently. And then try rubbing your hands again. Now try moving your hands to like your knees and rubbing there instead. It's quieter there. Okay, now stop that, you crazy guys. Okay, now try making just any kind of sound you can with any part of your body. I don't care if it's a body function sound or anything. I want just random sounds that are not words. And we're going to listen to that. That's very awesome, I would say. I don't know if anybody's enjoying themselves, but I'm having fun. All right, give me a round of applause. Starting? Yes, good.
I think we're done. Yeah, let's end early. Go and enjoy your dinner. Yeah. Thanks for coming. Yeah, thanks everybody.
What do you say?